we might be witnessing a once-in-a-generation type of player with Angel Reese, and it's not in a good way. This might be, honestly, one of the worst offensive players around the rim that I have seen in my entire existence of watching basketball. Bloopy, this is bad news, Bears. It was so bad that the head coach of the Atlanta Dream, Carl Smesco, had to sit her down late in the fourth quarter.
Atlanta Dream fans arrived expecting a superstar performance from Angel Reese in her home debut. Instead, they witnessed one of the most difficult games of her professional career. From the opening quarter, nothing seemed to go right. Turnovers piled up, shots refused to fall, and every offensive possession felt increasingly chaotic. What was supposed to be a celebration quickly transformed into a frustrating evening for both Reese and the Dream.
Yeah, this might be the worst game of Angel Reese's career. An absolute disaster. That's not saying again that Angel Reese has been terrible for the Atlanta Dream, or she is terrible in general. But like, this was a really bad game. This was a really bad game. Like, I would say, if you're asking me for what is Angel Reese's worst game, it's between this.
By the end of the game, Angel Reese's numbers shocked basketball fans everywhere. She finished with just 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and an alarming 8 turnovers while struggling to make shots around the basket. For a player promoted as one of the faces of the franchise, the performance raised serious questions. Fans immediately took to social media, wondering how such a highly anticipated matchup had gone so wrong.
Let's talk about real quick that Aces and Dream game from this afternoon. An absolute tragic game for Angel Reese. Just 9 points, 8 boards, 8 turnovers, and I believe 1 of 9 shooting, or 1 of 8 shooting. Absolutely terrified to attack Asia Wilson. The team goes on a run with you sitting on the bench while being shorthanded. Medina Okote is looking like she's perhaps the superior option.
Across the court stood MVP candidate Aya Wilson, who approached the game with complete confidence. Every defensive stop energized the Las Vegas Aces, and every Atlanta mistake seemed to fuel their momentum. Reese entered the game determined to prove herself against one of the league's best players, but Wilson's presence in the paint made every possession more difficult. The matchup quickly became a lesson in experience and efficiency.
A couple of headliners this afternoon, and you and Asia Wilson, what's your mentality entering that individual matchup?
I mean, just playing my game and knowing what I do best, but also knowing her game a lot. I've watched her game a lot. She's obviously a great player. She's the MVP for a reason. But I know I'm also a great player too, and I can guard her well.
The Atlanta Dreamers are quickly figuring out what the Chicago Bravado have known all along. The Dreamers are figuring out why the Chicago Bravado were so eager to trade the matriarch of me-bounds.
As the fourth quarter began, Atlanta appeared headed toward another disappointing loss. Then something unexpected happened. Coach Carl Smesco made lineup adjustments, and the Dream suddenly came alive. The defense tightened, the ball movement improved, and Atlanta started chipping away at the deficit. The surprising part was that much of this comeback happened while Angel Reese was sitting on the bench.
And these Angel Reese topics will never be boring to me. There always some sort of agenda and narrative around Angel Reese. And I ain't gonna lie, Angel Reese, she brings out the stars. I see all the celebs at the Atlanta Dream games. I see the franchise boys lean with it, rock with it in the middle of the half court. Oh yeah, because Angel Reese is in town. We about to shut it down as she faced off against Asia Wilson. I'm assuming some of those people were intended to see Asia Wilson, as she is a person of the African American community.
Reserve center Medina Okote brought a completely different energy to the floor. She attacked rebounds aggressively, finished around the basket, and provided physical defense that helped stabilize the team. Atlanta looked faster, more organized, and more confident. As the comeback gained momentum, fans began asking an uncomfortable question. Was the team functioning better without its biggest star on the court?
There was a point where Angel got a defensive stop on Asia, poked the ball away, and she ran and she had a wide open layup to the rim. Pow just kind of takes it up, kind of doesn't even look off, Angel just retreats to the corner, then she does a good job and doesn't start pouting. But like, I could imagine if you're a big person and you run the floor and your team doesn't give you, the ball, you're eventually going to stop defending. That's just the human psychology there. She had a tragic game. She had, and I think the reason the 8 turnovers for Angel Reese is so bad is because she does not actually handle the ball.
The basketball world noticed immediately. Social media exploded with reactions, jokes, and criticism. Every missed layup and turnover became a talking point. While some fans defended Reese by pointing to her effort and rebounding ability, others focused on her offensive struggles. The debate quickly shifted from one bad game to a larger discussion about her long-term development and future as a franchise centerpiece.
Because that girl, Olcott, oh yeah, she's better than you. How long is it going to be until Medina Olcott steps into the starting lineup in place of Angel Reese, or does Carl Smesko have his barking orders that he simply can't undermine? The Atlanta Dream almost came back. They went on a 22 run late in the fourth quarter and almost came back to win.
Despite Atlanta's impressive late rally, the Las Vegas Aces never lost their composure. Veteran guard Chelsea Gray delivered key baskets when her team needed them most, while Aya Wilson continued controlling the paint. Championship experience ultimately made the difference. Just when Atlanta seemed ready to complete the comeback, the Aces responded with calm execution and closed the door on any hopes of a dramatic victory.
Time of the Angel Reese lowlights. The Angel Reese lowlights. It is that time of the year again. It is that time of the year again where Angel Reese has one of the worst games of her career and her lowlights go viral. And we got to be real just talking about how Angel Reese has played this year. We have to talk in general about how she's...
One bad game does not define a player's career, and Angel Reese remains one of the most recognizable names in women's basketball. However, the performance exposed concerns that critics have discussed for months. Can she improve her finishing around the rim? Can she reduce turnovers and become a more reliable offensive player? Most importantly, can Atlanta build a winning system around her? Those questions will continue to follow Reese as the season moves forward, making every game a major storyline to watch.